Tonight on Connecticut's news station.
There's no sentence which could ever ease any of the pains or right any of the wrongs.
Emotions running high as Peter Manfredonia learns his fate for his violent crime spree. Why family and friends of the victims say jail time is not enough.
Plus, police consent decree dismissed. The NAACP expressing their disappointment in the decision.
A brief warm-up over the course of the next few days, but then we are timing out the chance for rain this weekend. Your forecast coming up.
And reduced rates. Changes coming to your electric bill when you can expect to pay less every month.
The scenarios are specialized and training moves fast in West Hartford. I'm Jim Altman. We take you inside and behind the scenes coming up on the Fox 61 News.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Our top story tonight at 6, a Newtown man accepting his fate in a kidnapping and double murder case. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jen Bernstein.
And I'm Ben Goldman. 26-year-old Peter Manfredonia will be serving 55 years behind bars. He pleaded guilty to murder, kidnapping with a firearm, assault, and home invasion.
I will regret it every day for the rest of my life.
52-year-old Ted Demers of Willington and 23-year-old Nicholas Isley, Manfredonia's childhood friend, who he shot and killed and then kidnapped his girlfriend in 2020.
And tonight, the family of Nicholas Isley getting some closure.
Yeah, our County Bureau reporter, Julia LeBlanc, joining us right now from Milford Superior Court, where emotions ran high inside. Julia.
It was an emotional day in court where we heard from the friends and family of Nick Isley, and for the first time we're hearing from his girlfriend, who was also kidnapped by Manfredonia.
I won't lie, this plea deal does nothing for me except close the door on this court case.
3 years after going on a crime spree, Peter Manfredonia faced his fate in court. Eyes forward as the family and friends of the childhood friend he murdered, Nick Isley, poured their hearts out.
I did die with Nick that day. The version of myself that went to bed with my boyfriend, my best friend, and the sweetest man I've ever met.
Shannon Spees was Isley's girlfriend. She was there on the morning of May 24th, 2020, when, after kidnapping, assaulting, and killing 3 other men in Willington, Manfredonia entered her and Nick's Derby apartment, shot Nick to death, and kidnapped Spees, forcing her to drive for hours at gunpoint across state lines, until she was finally rescued by a Good Samaritan at a truck stop in New Jersey.
Between hearing the gruesome details that he felt like sharing and trying to be as nice as possible so that I could stay alive, I held my own funeral throughout that drive.
A funeral for the person she once was, the people the whole Isley family were.
I feel pain when I have to leave the lights on at night because I'm too scared to see Peter Manfredonia's face when I close my eyes.
Gianna is one of 3 siblings Isley leaves behind, including a twin brother, living every day in his honor, choosing to look to the light.
Nick is a reoccurring light, and I say this to say because even in the taking of his life, it couldn't be snuffed.
His aunt describing him as a kind-hearted man, someone who loved music, and more than anything, his family. A family now facing his killer, saying their piece with Peter.
There's a place for you in hell, Peter.
Manfredonia never turning to face them, instead offering an apology, one he knows they won't accept.
What I did was inexcusably horrendous, and I will regret it every day for the rest of my life.
I don't want an apology from him or his lawyer or his parents or his sisters. I want to know that I can feel safe again and he will never see the world outside of a prison for the rest of his life.
Now, Manfredonia will be back in court tomorrow for the other half of his crime spree. We are in Milford. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Julia, thank you very much. Well, we are following breaking news right now. Part of I-84 in Southington remains closed because of a crash with serious injuries. Take a look at this backup here. This is near exit 30. We're told that both the east and westbound lanes are closed near the crash. Police are asking those in the area to find different routes if you can as they investigate on the highway. We'll, of course, keep you updated as we learn more.
Police are still investigating an early morning shooting in Bristol that left a woman shot in the head. All of this happening around 7:30 a.m. on Louisiana Avenue. Police found the woman on the street with a gunshot wound in the head and took her to the hospital. There's no word yet on her condition or a suspect. Anyone with information should call police.
Civil rights leaders gathering outside of City Hall today to express disappointment and call for more oversight of the Hartford Police Department.
They say that black and brown people are living in trauma, and they're concerned about federal oversight of the department going away. Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez explains the changes they're calling for and the response from city officials.
Humiliation, intimidation, and violence were all reasons that led to a lawsuit in the 70s that created federal oversight of the Hartford Police Department. Well, the police department has made a lot of changes since then. They've hired more minority officers. They've created review boards for citizens. But civil rights leaders say now is not the time to go backwards. The same detectives working to crack cold cases for broken-hearted loved ones investigated for wagering on the location of Hartford's first slaying of the year.
This sounds like humiliation.
That wasn't 1973, that was 2021.
We're concerned about black and brown people being intimidated, number one. We're concerned about black people being humiliated, and we're concerned about the violence.
A 1973 legal settlement established a consent decree that created Department of Justice oversight of the Hartford Police Department, meant to put safeguards in place against
excessive use of force, racial disparities, traffic stops, and allegations of civil rights violations.
This week, a federal judge ended DOJ oversight after 50 years, in spite of the city council passing a resolution last month to extend the decree.
There are gaps in trust with the police department, so we have a lot of work to be done.
Connecticut NAACP disappointed in the judge's decision, calling for civil rights safeguards to be written into protocol. But Police Chief Jason Thody said in part, quote, while the decision to end court oversight after 5 decades recognizes the progress we have made, it only strengthens our dedication to improving the department and building a closer relationship with the community. Since the decree was revised in 2010, HPD created a recruitment office. The 2022 recruit class made up of 73% minorities. The consent decree also led to the creation of a civilian police review board where citizen complaints are reviewed independently.
We actually strengthened the civilian police review board a few years ago. It's in city ordinance, and so the civilian police review board we have now is even stronger than was required on the under the consent decree. And while the consent decree goes away, the reforms that we've made will not.
And officials tell me that Citizen Review Board does need some new citizen members. If you're a city resident and that's something that interests you, just head to our website at fox61.com. In the capital city, I'm Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Samaya, thank you very much. A nice day across the state, although a tad chilly out there, might I say.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now. The cool down's here, Rach.
Yeah, definitely feeling like April for a change, and it will tomorrow morning as well, with temperatures falling back into the 30s, but the cooler air won't last. There's a little bit of a sneak peek. 53 right now in Hartford with developing sunshine after a mostly cloudy day, and 57 for the New Haven area, rather. And we're in the upper 40s already in Torrington, a sign of what's ahead tonight, as temperatures will be dipping back into the 30s for many away from the Connecticut shoreline. Once again, we have a gusty breeze, but the wind is not as feisty as it was at this time yesterday, up around 20 miles per hour. And there's that clearing we were telling you about. Still some lingering clouds in northeastern Connecticut, but they are in the process of clearing. Here's a look at those overnight lows dipping back into the mid to upper 30s as we head towards daybreak tomorrow, at least away from the shoreline. It's closer to 40 at the beaches, but there could be areas of patchy frost as we head towards daybreak tomorrow, which is par for the course this time of year, even though it doesn't feel like we could possibly see frost after temperatures were in the 90s last week. We got a little bit spoiled there. So a chilly start to the day tomorrow with temperatures beginning in the 30s to right around 40 degrees. There could be an isolated shower in the morning. Most of the state will stay dry, though. By lunchtime, we're in the upper 50s, and we'll see high temperatures climb between 65 to right around 70 as we head through the afternoon. Even warmer for Friday. Your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, Durham police are asking for the public's help identifying a suspect accused of burglarizing a business. Police sharing these photos. They believe this man right here stole a safe and cash register at the Whole Enchilada restaurant on Main Street. Police say he left the scene in a dark-colored SUV. Anyone with information should call police. And a really terrifying moment out on the road, all caused by a rogue tire. Check this out. This happened on I-95 around 3 this morning. State police say a tire from another car apparently hit this red car as it was moving, causing serious damage right here. Firefighters had to actually rescue the driver who was trapped inside. No word right now on that person's condition as of tonight. The cause of that crash, though, still under investigation.
Well, new tonight, Connecticut's proposed aid in dying legislation failing yet again.
Yeah, Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolfhorst has been following this controversial measure. She joins us now in studio with what happened today. Emma.
Jen, Ben, there was lots of emotional reaction this afternoon when co-chair of the Judiciary Committee, Senator Gary Winfield, through tears, told a full hearing room this aid in dying legislation did not have enough votes to pass. While this is far from the first time this bill has been introduced and failed in the legislature, proponents were hopeful this was their year.
Oh, I'm so hopeful.
That hope turning into tears Wednesday as a proposed bill to allow terminally ill patients to end their own lives with medical help failed in the legislature once again.
Mr. Chair, we have had this bill come to this committee several times. Unfortunately, we have not been able to move forward with this bill. And I will say from the outset, we will not be able to move this bill forward given the votes today.
During emotional remarks Wednesday, Winfield, a supporter of this measure, spoke about his own mother.
And the last image I have of my mother is of her with a tube sticking out of her. I can't get that image out of my head.
Similar versions of this legislation have been taken up over the past decade and failed.
One day we're going to get this bill done. That day isn't today, but it will get done.
This bill advanced out of the Public Health Committee last month, but after over an hour of caucusing before the Judiciary Committee meeting Wednesday, lawmakers couldn't get enough support together.
I'm sorry that we're not able to vote on this bill and get it out of committee today.
Supporters say this measure would give terminally ill people the option to control how and when they die.
This is for all of us who may use it or may never have to use it, but I want the choice to be there.
But opponents argue there are still too many questions and outstanding issues, calling this a defeatist bill.
I think that there's a better way for our state to proceed, and I think it's good if we cannot muster the votes to pass this bill out of this committee.
Acknowledging there wasn't enough support for this bill to pass, Senator Winfield didn't even bring it to a vote in committee today, citing respect for the legislation. But some lawmakers who were in support vowing to continue working to eventually pass this in the future. Ben, Jen.